So today I'm going to explain the basis behind the game plan. This behind me is the natural cycle from creation to manifestation. And the cycle begins in the north with spirit or intuition. It then cycles round to heart and emotion, which is in the east, and then to the south it focuses on the physical manifestation of the world, material and the body. And then to the west, that's the intellectual capacity of mankind. So we have here the four intelligences. So there's rational intelligence of mind, there's physical intelligence of body, there's emotional intelligence of heart, and spiritual intelligence of our spirit. What I mean by spirit is it's our kindness, is a good word for it, or values and beliefs. And the kind of messenger of spirit is intuition, and it's what we feel intuitively believed to be the case. Then we go to our heart and our emotion and what we have feelings about. It's very others focused in the east. We're very focused on the needs of others. And then in the south it's about a physical manifestation. That's our physical intelligence here, and the driver for our physical intelligence is instinct. It's an instinct, a kind of physical bodily instinct. And then in the west we have the rational intelligence, and its intellect is the driver there. Now this is a cycle, the natural cycle from creation to manifestation, and it's used in nature, and we use it in order to create in the world. It's a theory that's been around for 14,000 years, dated back to ancient Japan in Shinto. You find the cycle there in use. We find it often in our religions and philosophies. So, for example, Kabbalah is based on this. Neuroscience is based on this. This is the frontal lobe where we make our judgments of what's right and wrong. This is our right brain, which is very emotional and other-centric. This is the rear of our brain, which is about our physical movement, which is controlled here. And this, of course, is the left brain, which is more rational and intellectual. We see this pattern over and over throughout our philosophical beliefs and religions. And it's the ancient cycle from creation to manifestation. It's how things happen. And we'll repeat the cycle over and over. So we begin by creating our goals in a game plan, and we create that in spirit because Oprah Winfrey said that goals need to be created from spirit, and that's where the word inspiring comes from. Tony Robbins said that people aren't inherently lazy, just fail to set inspiring goals. So this is the quadrant of goal setting. But then when we've created these great big inspiring goals, we need to kind of bring it down to earth and ground it, and so that we believe that we can achieve this goal. And this is a very practical element. This is the socialising it, bouncing the ideas off other people, and coming up with some real practical terms in the body, the material world. So we have an action plan in order to have confidence that our great big inspiring goals is believable, is achievable. We have a series of actions. That's the quadrant of the action plan. The body to the mind is where we start to put in material resources and intellectual resources in order to make our plan, to support our plan, to make it happen in the world. So this is the area of means. And in this quadrant we find money, and we look at the financial aspect. What is the financial architecture that needs to be put in place to support the great big inspiring goals and the action plan? That's where we do that. And this quadrant is the area of execution or manifestation, where we're using our intellectual and we kind of going back to repeat the cycle of creativity in the cycle of spirit. So we're now using our strategic skills, our tactical skills, our implementation skills to kind of as a workup to make what we are creating happen, to make it manifest in the world. So this is the cycle that we go through in the game plan: goals, actions, means and execution, and then we repeat the process over and over. But what we do when we're setting goals, although we're looking to create an inspiring future for ourselves, we have to look at all our bodies, as I call them, our spirit body, our emotional body, our physical body and our intellectual body. These parts here are very others focused, and these parts here are very self focused. Now the thing is, if we get stuck in one of these areas, so say we got stuck in the heart, as many people do, we grow up, we're very concerned about the well-being of other people, less so about ourselves. And if we are focused on the well-being of others and not ourselves, then we can make ourselves ill. We're giving very little attention to our own needs. And we can, if we become stuck in heart, suffer. We can suffer physically, we can suffer intellectually, and when we're really not taking care of ourselves, we're just taking care of others. Similarly, if we are very self-focused and not caring much about others, so we're very intellectual, very rationalising everything, we're not really thinking about the well-being of other people, very self-focused but not very others-focused. And whilst, intellectually our material world, and our intellectual world is all sound and happy on the outside, on the inside, our relationship could be in tatters at home, with our significant partner, or with our children, or we might feel a sense of guilt, what we're doing is unkind in the world, and remorse, so we kind of feel that. And these can be quite devastating. If relationships break down, can be devastating, not just internally, but also externally. For example, a divorce or depression. So we need to take care of our well-being in these 4 areas. So when setting goals, we need to set them in spirit, in heart, in body, and in mind. So we have a good mental well-being, good physical well-being, a good emotional well-being, good spiritual well-being too. So that's the whole basis behind the game plan, and it's useful, I think, to have an understanding of that before we begin the exercises, whether it's the goal setting exercise, the action plan exercises, the means exercises, or the execution exercises. It's very good to understand what is the kind of theory behind it all. And this is it, the natural cycle from creation to manifestation. So I hope that's been helpful, and you can use the future programs in the context of what you've learned here, and you might want to refer back to this from time to time just to make sure you're on the right track. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the program.